Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this content helps you in any way. This channel is built on hair education. So let's get started on our best practices. Alright, so first up is to choose the correct products. So with that, you want to choose the product that is best for your hair type and your hair condition. Say your hair is oily or it's full of product buildup, you want to try a clarifying shampoo that will get all of that product out and do the stripping that you need, but it's something that's not too harsh. Say your hair is dry, you need a moisturizing shampoo and a moisturizing conditioner. So you want to assess your hair needs and determine what products are going to be best for your hair. The next thing is that you want to wet your hair thoroughly. And if you have low porosity hair like me, it's going to take a little while for it to get wet. So you just want to make sure that your hair is completely soaked. Then you know that that cuticle is open and able to receive the products that you're about to use. The next thing is you want to use the right amount of products. Now this is going to be based on an individual. I know that there have the amount size to say use a dime size, use a nickel size, but that one size does not fit all. Some of us have extremely thick hair, we have long hair, so you have to use the amount of product that works best for your hair. But on the other side of that, you have to make sure that you're not using too much product, because too much is just as bad as not enough. Using too much product in your hair can leave your hair heavy, it can leave it greasy, it can leave buildup in your hair. So you just want to really make sure that you're not using too much product. I've had to learn that the hard way, because trust me, I've been guilty of using way too much product. Way too much. The next step is to apply shampoo correctly. So when you shampoo your hair, you want to start with your roots and you want to let the shampoo come down to the ends. You want to make sure that you're shampooing your scalp, because that's where all of your buildup is going to be. You want a nice clean scalp, because that's going to help with your hair growth, and that's also going to prevent any type of issues later on with dandruff or anything like that, and you just get that product buildup off of your scalp. So you want to make sure that you're starting with your scalp. But also when you're shampooing your scalp, you want to make sure that you avoid rubbing it too hard. You also want to make sure that you're not using your nails. You want to use the tips of your fingers. You want to use your fingertips, the balls of your fingers, to massage your scalp and get in there. You don't want to do it too rough. You don't want to be too vigorous when you're trying to shampoo your scalp, because that can also cause damage. Next thing is you want to rinse thoroughly. You want to rinse all of your product out, because that can ultimately lead to buildup in your hair if you don't rinse everything out, and that can also leave some irritation on your scalp. So if you have like conditioner on your scalp, that can actually lead some irritation, and it can also cause excessive shedding. That's another thing I've also learned the hard way. It is not a good feeling, because what will happen is sometimes you will find that for whatever reason your scalp just starts really itching, and you don't know why. You don't have dandruff, but your scalp is just itching for no reason. That's a good sign that you didn't rinse all of your product out, or you may feel some type of filminess on your hair. That means that you didn't get all of those products out. So make sure that you're really rinsing your hair thoroughly. Next tip is that you want to apply your conditioner correctly. When you're applying conditioner, you want to start with your ends and apply it up. You don't want to apply it to your scalp, because again, that's going to lead to buildup on your scalp, but you want to get close as your roots as you can without touching your scalp. You want to focus on your ends and the shaft of your hair, because those are going to be your oldest parts of your hair. So you want to give those the most TLC. Your scalp and your roots will be just fine without that conditioner. And you also want to make sure that you're applying conditioner evenly. After you've applied your conditioner, you want to go in with a wide tooth comb. Now the old school thought is to use a seamless comb. Some say it doesn't matter. I personally still use a seamless comb. I got mine from hotcombs.com. I have actually a whole collection of seamless combs. I do prefer those over the regular combs that you get from the beauty supply store, because when I use regular combs, I can actually hear it ripping through my hair. So it's all about personal preference. Those seamless combs are a little pricey, worth the money if you ask me, but if you don't want to spend it, by all means, just get a wide tooth comb from Walmart, your local beauty supply store, or wherever you shop, and that will be a-okay. Just make sure it's a wide tooth comb, because you don't want anything that's going to be fine tooth, because that's definitely going to rip at your hair. So when you're getting ready to rinse, do your last rinse in cool water, not cold water, because you might not be able to tolerate that, but do it in cool water, because that's going to seal your cuticle after you finish conditioning, and that's going to leave that moisture in, and also add a little bit of shine to your hair, and it's going to keep your hair from looking dull and lifeless. My next best practice is to avoid too much heat. I'm not saying avoid heat completely, because I'm a natural that definitely uses heat. However, I use it sparingly. When I was doing heat on a regular basis, I would do it every 2 weeks. So I would do a protective style 1 week, heat style in another week, just making sure that I'm deep conditioning on those weeks that I am using heat. I'm also using protein treatments on the weeks that I'm using heat, just to make sure that I don't have any type of heat damage. I'll also make sure to use a heat protectant at every step. So when I blow dry it, I use the heat protectant. When I flat iron it, I use the heat protectant. If I curl my hair, I use the heat protectant. But it's also wise to use a heat protectant that is lightweight, so if you're using it at each step, it's not going to be greasy and weigh your hair down. So I do have a couple of heat protectants that I recommend. I think I want to update that post and actually make it a video, because it's a post on my blog. So stay tuned. I'm going to give my updated recommendations, but for right now, I'll put my older posts down below, because I still use some of the heat protectants on that list. My last benefit to washing and conditioning your hair is to make sure that you're not washing your hair too often. Washing your hair too often can strip your hair of the natural oils that it so desperately needs. As curly girls, we know our hair is prone to being dry. I would say aim for washing your hair once a week, and I would say if possible use a sulfate-free shampoo. I personally, it depends on my mood. Sometimes if I know that I've used a whole lot of products during the week, I will use a shampoo that has sulfate. I don't mind that. But the key is I don't over shampoo my hair. If you're shampooing your hair, just make sure that you stick to about once a week. Don't do it a few days a week, because that is definitely going to dry your hair out. If you feel like you need to cleanse your hair more than once a week, then you can go in with a co-wash and use some type of conditioner that is going to get in there and cleanse your hair, but not strip out any of the oils. Shampooing your hair too often can definitely lead to breakage and dryness, and we definitely don't want that. We work too hard for our curls, girl. So we definitely want to make sure that we keep up and we don't do anything that's going to harm our hair. Alright, so those are my best practices for shampooing and conditioning your hair. I hope it was helpful and it's going to be beneficial to your hair growth journey. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them down below. If you have anything that you'd like to add to my list, leave it down below for everybody to see what you have to add to the conversation. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.